Okay, so that we're going to be solving a system of two equations in this lesson. Remember, there are three different ways we can use to solve these types of problems. We have the solve by graphing method, solve by substitution method, and of course we also have solve by elimination method. And elimination method is what we're going to be using in this lesson. So we have two equations, negative 3x minus 9y equals 6 being our first one, and 9x plus 18y equals negative 18 being our second one. What we have to notice is we have a positive 18 and a negative 9 for our coefficients of y. So we know that if we multiply this top equation, everything by 2, that'll change this negative 9 into a negative 18. And when we add that equation to this equation, that negative 18 and this positive 18 for y, those will cancel, and we'll be left with just the x terms, and then to the right of the equal sign, which will allow us to solve for one variable, and then we can solve for the second variable after we get the value of x. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply everything on that top equation by a positive 2. That'll change this negative 3x to negative 6x. Negative 9y becomes negative 18y. And 6 becomes 12. We're going to add these two equations together like we talked about earlier. 9x plus a negative 6x is a 3x. 18y plus a negative 18y we talked about earlier was 0. That cancels, that's what we want. And negative 18 plus 12 is negative 6. Solve for x by dividing both sides by 3. So x equals negative 2. We can use that information now to plug in for x for another equation to solve and get the value of y. In this case, we're going to plug negative 2 in for x to this equation here, 9x plus 18y equals negative 18. So we have 9x plus 18y equals negative 18. We're going to substitute negative 2 in for x, so we have 9 times a negative 2 plus 18y equals negative 18. 9 times negative 2 is negative 18. We've got to add 18 to both sides. We want to get the variable by itself. And negative 18 plus 18, of course, is 0. Divide both sides by 18 to get y by itself. So y, in this case, equals 0. We want to check and make sure that our solution is correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our first equation, negative 3x minus 9y equals 6, and we're going to plug in negative 2 for x and 0 for y. And if we get a true statement, we know that our system of equation has been solved correctly and that this is our ordered pair. So using our top equation, negative 3x minus 9y equals negative 6, we can rewrite that as negative 3 times negative 2 minus 9 times 0, and that equals 6. Negative 3 times negative 2, we know that a negative times a negative, of course, is a positive. Negative 3 times negative 2 then being 6. Negative 9 times 0 is just 0. 6. 6 minus 0, of course, is 6. That equals 6. Of course, that checks out. We know that 6 does equal 6. So their answer for this problem would be the ordered pair negative 2, comma, 0.